Hi, you all. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy whatever the fuck you celebrate, right? I'm happy to have you here. It's Christmas. Doing this video on Christmas Day. I really do hope you guys had a great holiday with your families. I did mine last night on Christmas Eve. We celebrated ours on Christmas Eve night because I had some family that had to work today. So yeah, I got my blanket here. I won this actually in Dirty Santa, which if you're not familiar with Dirty Santa, I think you might know it as White Elephant where you're from. And I won this blanket, which is really cozy, so I thought I would have it here with you guys while we discuss Chrisean and Blueface, Crazy in Love, Season 1, Episode 3. Got some iced coffee because it's 1 in the morning and I'm trying to stay awake. But yeah, I recorded some footage from my Christmas, and I'm going to try to make a Christmas vlog for you guys. So you can get to know me a little bit more through my own personal vlogs and see myself and my family and my life outside of doing these recaps. If you're interested, I'm going to try to do that and edit that tomorrow for you guys and get it uploaded. And who am I kidding? I'm forgetting my intro. Welcome back to Damien After Dark. If you're new here or you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button right below this video. Also, make sure you like this video by hitting the thumbs up button. That's going to share this video throughout the YouTube community so more people can find us. And last but not least, join the conversation by commenting below, leaving your thoughts, opinions, views, reads, whatever you want to leave in the comments below, you leave it. You want to come for me, come for me. But I'm coming right back, okay? But no, seriously, let's get into Season 1, Episode 3 of Chrisean and Blueface, Crazy in Love. Okay, so this episode I'm giving a 3 out of 10. Maybe some of you didn't watch the video or watch the episode, and you're here for me to give you a recap on what happened. So just to start off, let's just say that I gave it a 3 out of 10. I just felt like this episode was dull. We didn't really see much other than Chrisean going to court. Maybe we saw some banter between her and Blueface and their relationship, but we'll get into that. Let's start. So y'all know last week ended with the fight between Blueface and Chrisean's father. Chrisean's father punched Blueface in the face because he said that he shouldn't be putting his hands on his daughter. Blue says that Chrisean's father should have taught her not to touch another man. Blueface ultimately punches her father. You know, we saw blood, we saw fists flying, we saw all sorts of things last week. And the two fly back to LA. Chrisean and Blueface, you know, I guess we didn't really see them leave. We didn't really see the aftermath of that scene. We just see that they're going back to LA. And they show us this social media post type thing where it says, there's been a video with Blueface and another woman, and Chrisean says she's single now. It was like a blog post that they posted, right? And from the tweets that they're showing on the screen, it seems like that they're in the middle of a breakup or something. You know, something's happened in between this whole family fight in Baltimore and them flying back to LA. And I'm just like, let the toxic bullshit begin in 3, 2, 1. I mean, their relationship is just a roller coaster. We don't know what's happening next. We don't know what's going to happen next. 1 minute they're loving on one another. The next minute they're fucking. The next minute they're fighting. I can't keep up. So the next scene, Chrisean is getting her hair done. And she pretty much is on FaceTime with a friend. And she tells the friend, you know, her and Blueface are arguing, they're into it, and she, out of retaliation, released a sex tape. And I'm like, what? A sex tape? Now, I don't remember a sex tape, do y'all? Now, we talked about it here. I remember her going live while she was getting her coochie cat ate. She went live. We saw her go live when she was fucking at one point. Now, we didn't see much. We just saw her O face as she was getting the D. But I never saw a sex tape. There's a sex tape out there. Y'all, any of y'all watching, hit me to it. I want to see it. I ain't lying. I want to see. Put it in the comments. Give me the link. Or can you put it in the comments? I don't know. Don't put porn in the comments. I don't want to lose my channel. I don't know. One of y'all give me the tea. Send me some. My social media handle is in the description. So Y'all find me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, wherever, and send me the link. I want to see this sex tape. Now, her friend, I have to agree with, because her friend gives her some advice and tells her, you know, you need to take some time for yourself. You need some space. You need to get away from this man for a while and cultivate and grow your career and do bigger and better things than arguing and fighting over a man every damn day, right? And I can't agree with the friend more. At least the friend's not telling her what she wants to hear. I have to give her that. At least the friend's not telling her what she wants to hear. Now, this scene with her doing her hair, this is or getting her hair done, is another reason why I gave this episode a 3 out of 10, because it was just pointless. Like, we just see minutes of her talking about stuff. Like, it's just boring, Zeus. I'm falling asleep, honestly. You're losing me here. 911, what's your emergency? I'm lost. They're losing me here. I need something to keep me awake and alive. And, you know, episode 1 was slow. And then we got into episode 2 and we saw the fight between Blueface and her father. And, you know, that kind of woke me back up. But now I'm falling asleep again because this episode was just boring. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like their lives are interesting enough for them to have a show. Especially if we're just going to see them arguing all the time or kissing. Like, can we have some storyline? Look, there's been so much drama with Blueface and his mother and his family. Why don't we see some of that? Why don't we see him and his mother sit down and talk and try to work things out? Which I think we will later on. However, they should have focused on that more. Like, I don't know what's going on. We're 3 episodes in and this shit's boring to me. Now, another thing. Someone brings roses to Chrisean out of nowhere. She's sitting there getting her hair done. Her stylist brings her in some roses, and, you know, she's so giddy, as she should be. That was a nice gesture, but I'm like, for what? You know, I don't know what or why or how. What's going on? Where did the roses come from? Then we see Lala Milan come in, who is like a social media star, comedian, actress. She comes in, and which is random as fuck, because I'm like, are we at a video shoot right now? Is she about to get ready to perform? Because Lala comes in and, you know, she gives her some words of encouragement on her career and just life in general. She says, I feel like I need to hug you. I need to give you a hug. I just feel like that's what you need. Somebody needs to hug this girl. At the end of the day, everything is going to be okay. Just giving her words of encouragement. So that's why I'm just kind of confused. I'm like, well, what is this scene about? Like, what is going on? This goes back to why we need confessionals. Maybe Chrisean could explain it in a confessional interview. You know, I'm here today at a performance at whatever. I'm getting my hair done. I don't know. It's just confusing, Zeus. I don't know what's going on. I don't know much about Lala Milan. She seems like a sweet girl. You know, and upon her giving her all of this advice and, you know, lifting her up, and just being positive, then she says, and girl, where's your tooth at? You look better when you got that tooth in. And I was like, oh shit. So you're going to encourage the girl and then shade the hell out of her. Tell her she needs to put her tooth back in because she looks better with her tooth in. Look, I don't know. I guess I could agree with her in a sense, but I feel like Chrisean's identity has almost, or not really identity, but I feel like her tooth missing is almost part of her persona and her look. People know Chrisean as the girl with the missing front tooth. So I feel like the missing tooth kind of suits her, to be honest. So don't listen to that, Chrisean. Don't listen to people telling you need to get your tooth back in. You look better. Maybe to them they think you look better, but I feel like it's part of your identity now. It gives you that rough, edgy look that we know Chrisean to be about and to be for. So after that 10-minute long pointless ass scene, then we go to another pointless ass scene in the nail shop where I guess Chrisean and Blueface are going to get their nails done. And we see them sitting there talking and getting their nails done. He sort of confronts her on the whole sex tape being leaked and asks her why she leaked it. And he's like, what's up with the sex tape being leaked? And she's like, what's up with the bitch's tongue down your throat? And I'm like, okay. And he says, that's not nothing compared to what you did. But both are just as bad to me. I mean, we got one over here that's cheating, and then we got one over here who gets mad and does the revenge porn type thing and releases their sex tape. Now, why I think they're both just as bad is because it's not like they're just regular people and she released their sex tape on Facebook for their 300 friends to see. You know, they release it on social media and millions of people see it. So, I mean, I could see it being humiliating if you didn't want your naked body to be shared out there amongst everyone. And cheating is just as bad if he was sucking on another girl or had another girl down his throat or whatever Chrisean claims. And Blueface tells her, you put my dick out there for everybody to see. And now, since you did that, I got all these bitches in my phone blowing me up, because they all want some dick. Everybody wants some dick, because you don't put my dick on Front Street. And Chrisean's like, who's to say that the same ain't happening to me? I got dudes in my inbox wanting to fuck me because my pussy's all out there on Front Street. I'm like, oh my God, the toxicity of their relationship. Because then after saying that, she says, I love you, babe. I love you. I just released a sex tape and we just got finished, you know, going at it, but I love you. It's I don't know. This is the gist of their relationship, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, highs and lows, highs and lows. Now, then we see Chrisean is preparing. They're back at their crib in LA, and she's preparing for a court case in Oklahoma where it says that she drove Blueface's car across the country without his permission. That's why she's going to court in Oklahoma. But I'm like, that's not a crime. Unless it says she stole his car. So, and you remember the episode when he fought her dad, her family kept saying, I think it was her brother kept saying, why did you call the police on her when she stole your car? They were wondering why he called the police, and they were calling it almost like snitching. Why did you snitch on your girl when she stole your car? And he's like, what do you mean? She stole my car and drove it across the country. So that's where this charge is stemming from and why she's going to Oklahoma. But remember, when we watched Baddies West and she was arrested in New Orleans, they said that it was from a charge in Oklahoma where she had weed. So that's why I was thinking, okay, so is she being charged with stealing his car and the weed? Which we see later when she goes to court, which we'll get more into that in a second. When she goes to court, her attorney tells her that the charges were possession with intent. So I guess it was the weed charge mainly. She had some weed, so that was the main charge that she had. I don't know if she ever got charged with stealing the vehicle. I guess maybe Blueface dropped it. I don't know. We didn't really get clarity in the episode about that. Now, Chrisean is saying she doesn't want to go to court because Blueface is not going with her. She wants him to go with her. She's asking for him to go. He's not going to go, which I was thinking, okay, maybe he's got something going on, a prior obligation as to why he can't. Because I can kind of understand why she wanted him to go. You want your boyfriend to be there to support you with something like that. So I'm thinking maybe he's got a gig or something, but we find out later in the episode that he's in Vegas. And Chrisean gets pissed off. So now, I don't mean to be rude, but why does Chrisean always just look like she's got out of the bed? She just looks messy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I almost call it like dumpster chic. You know what I'm saying? Like her hair looks a mess. She's got these big old eyelashes on that are just peeling off her eye and wiping her nose and just, I don't know. I just feel like somebody should just polish her up a little bit. Polish her up just a little bit. And fire that fucking stylist of yours, Chrisean. Please fire that stylist of yours. Did y'all see what she wore to court? Well, we'll get into that in a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really thirsty, and that iced coffee is on point. And in that scene with her talking to Blue about going to court and wanting him to go, she seemed faded as fuck. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm cold. I'm trying to stay bundled up. She seemed faded as fuck. That girl could not keep her eyes opened when she was like, please, Daddy, just come with me. Just come with me, Daddy, please. Like, she couldn't even keep her eyes open. I don't know what homegirl was doing. Or maybe, I'm sure it was just a blunt, but y'all know how I think there's more involved. As we talked about in the last video, allegedly, I think there's more, like, abusing prescription medicine, painkillers, but that's none of my business. So she flies to Oklahoma and can't reach him on the phone. She can't reach Blueface on the phone. And she questions whether he's with her for opportunity or not. Which we've talked about here before. Is she, or, you know, well, I don't think he's with her for opportunity, but I think it is good for his career that they are together, if that makes sense. I don't think he's intentionally with her for opportunity, but it just happened to work that way. Now, my thing is, you just left LA and everything was good between you two. Both of y'all were getting along. You're wanting him to come to Oklahoma to be with you. And now you're pissed. Now that you got in Oklahoma, you're pissed. And you're talking about he's kissing other bitches. And this is what I mean by this up and down roller coaster type of thing. Like, maybe we're missing something. I'm sure something happened between her flying to Oklahoma in that window of time. Maybe she found out he was messing with somebody. I don't know. But her friend asked her how she's feeling about court. And she says, I don't give a fuck about tomorrow. I'm writing this check and I'm giving it to the lawyer. And that's the end of the story. But I'm like, this is the problem, Chrisean. You need to give a fuck a little bit more. Just give a little bit of a fuck and your life might start turning around. I can't stand this mentality that a lot of the younger generation has where it's just like this I don't give a fuck mentality. That's not a good mentality to have. You have to give a fuck sometimes in the adult world to get places. You have to give a fuck when it comes to your job or you're going to lose it. You have to give a fuck when you make decisions in everyday life or there's consequences for those. Because then you go out and you do crazy shit and you wonder, why me? Why me? Why me? Well, you did something stupid. You didn't give a fuck, right? So I don't get the whole I don't give a fuck mentality. And I think it's just her age. She's so young and she's so immature and she's got a lot of growing up to do. And I feel like she's going to have to learn the hard way. All this fighting she likes to do, you're going to meet your match and you're going to get your ass beat one day. And you're going to have to learn the hard way. This crazy lifestyle that you want to live, you're going to end up going to jail one day and not being able to get out. And you're going to have to learn the hard way. I hope to God nothing happens to you. You know, and God forbid you get caught up in any shit and hurt yourself or ultimately kill yourself, whether it's in fighting or I don't know, you know, but when you live these crazy fast-paced lifestyles, karma always comes knocking. You got to be careful, boo. Now, she gets to her hotel in Oklahoma City and she's calling Blue, asking why he's in Vegas and says, you text a bitch your location. And then you deleted your reply. And my thing is, how does she know that he texts another girl his location and then deleted his reply? Like, evidently, I was thinking she has access to something, maybe a messaging app, because there's no way she can see his text messages. So I'm like, maybe she's got his Instagram, and she saw where he'd sent, I don't know. But she did say they have each other's location. But the fact that she saw that he sent another female a location and then deleted it, I'm assuming that was because maybe she has his Instagram password. That's the only thing I can think of. And all they really do is just be nagging one another. It seems more so her when it comes to nagging him than it does him nagging her. He says, you know, I'm gambling. I'm in Vegas with my boys. I'm just gambling. And she says, no, you getting pussy from other bitches. And now she's in the bed crying on the phone. I'm like, how about you just trust that your man is in Vegas with his boys? Just trust that he's there, having a good time gambling, or don't be with him. What it boils down to is that she's mad that she's in Oklahoma having to deal with legal matters, and he's in Vegas having a good time with his boys, and she can't keep her eyes on him. That's what it really boils down to. Now, I do feel like he could have been there in Oklahoma with her for support. Since you want to be in Vegas gambling, it doesn't seem like you have any obligations, work obligations. It just seems like you wanted to go have fun with your boys. So I can kind of see where she's upset and probably thinking, okay, you didn't want to come out here with me, but you want to go to Vegas and gamble. And then her mind goes straight to thinking he's out there getting some pussy. I kind of don't blame her. I mean, you got to have trust in a relationship, but when you're in her kind of relationship, trust, there is none. And that's just the way it rolls. Then we see on screen, and it says, shortly after Blue's call with Chrisean, he was allegedly involved in an altercation where a man was shot outside of a club in Las Vegas, a strip club to be exact. He was subsequently charged with attempted murder. Now, remember, I did a video here about him being charged with attempted murder outside of a chicken and waffle place in Las Vegas, I believe. But I think Chrisean was with him. Was that two separate incidents, or was this the same incident? I didn't know. I was watching, I was like, did he get arrested twice in two different shootings, or was this the same one? But Rock was with him in the video that I saw where he got, or, you know, where he got into that, he got arrested by feds in Las Vegas. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. He got arrested. I don't know. I'm so confused. We'll have to figure it out later. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, please leave it in the comments. Was he arrested twice, or is this the same incident that I did a video on a couple months ago? So now Chrisean is getting ready for court, and before court, she's got to get some weed. So she goes to get some weed before going to court and paying her attorney. And why does her stylist have her in this short black dress? And I'm talking so short, she's having to pull it down as she walks. And then she's got on these fuzzy little slipper high heels that look like you would wear with some lingerie. I'm like, you got this girl dressed like a fucking $2 Oklahoma City stripper, hooker, and she going into court. What is wrong with you? How do you call yourself a stylist and you got this girl looking like this? And then her hair don't even look that done. I'm like, fire this man, please. Fire this man. He can't even dress his damn self, much less try to dress her. Now, we see her at her attorney's office where she's writing him a check. And her attorney and her stylist pretty much asked the attorney, you know, is Chrisean going to be good? Is everything straight? And the attorney, which is this old white man, says, I need to talk to her by herself first. Which the man kind of says it in a condescending way. I understand what he's saying, though. Like, I need to talk to my client privately before I can talk to you. But I don't know why. I just got sundown town vibes. They are in Oklahoma. And it looked like they was in the country. And this man's office was a house. And I don't know. I just got racist vibes all around. Like, there's some rich old white man taking this black girl's money. He don't give a fuck about her. But that's what it was giving me. That doesn't mean it's true. That doesn't mean the man's racist. That's what it was giving me, though. Like, this man, like, I don't know. He just seems like the white man you go to make your problems go away. Anyway, the attorney pretty much says that with her bringing her friend and a camera crew, that she could be forfeiting her client's privilege attorney, or her attorney-client privilege, which means that anything that they talk about is no longer just between them two. So, you know, whenever you go hire an attorney, anything you tell them and vice versa is private, confidential, can't be brought up in court. But when you bring other parties into that, you forfeit that privilege, which Chrisean says, oh, it's fine, no problem. Now, he says, her attorney tells her she was charged with possession with intent and that they wouldn't reduce it to a misdemeanor. But he also says that they made her an offer to drop certain counts to a misdemeanor if she does 3 years probation. And then she wouldn't have to worry about a felony conviction. Which, you know, Chrisean tells him, ultimately, I'm going to do whatever I have to do. I'm going to do what you tell me to get through this. And she ends up going to court, and they tell her to come back on December the 19th, 2022, which was literally like less than a week ago. So she's already been back in court since this. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but she leaves court, goes to smoke her weed that she went and bought when she touched down in Oklahoma City. And then we see her getting out of the car and she starts crying. She's just boo-hooing, crying out of nowhere. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, was court that stressful, mama? What happened? Like, just didn't really understand. I don't want to be rude, but I kind of laughed because her cry, bless her heart, it was just so from her gut. I'm like, damn, Chrisean, maybe she's just really going through something. I don't know. What are we missing, Zeus? What are we missing? What's really going on? Like, this girl is dealing with a lot, it seems like. I don't want to see nobody in pain. I don't mean to be laughing. I'm not laughing at her pain. It was just her cry. Y'all know, like Kim Kardashian, for example, she's got that ugly cry. Certain people, when they cry, it's just like, yeah. So, yeah, this episode was giving, like I said, a 3 out of 10. It was boring. Ultimately, it was boring. It didn't really much offer us anything other than we see her go to court. We see her accusing Blueface of fucking yet another bitch or female. Oh, I don't mean that ugly, ladies. Please do not take offense to that when I say bitch. I'm so sorry. Y'all know us girls, us gays, we talk like that to one another. Yes, bitch. Yes, bitch. So I apologize if I offended anybody with that. But yeah, like, I don't know. This it's just not holding me, y'all. The season is it's just not for me. I don't care for it. I don't want to watch anymore. I'm going to watch it for y'all. We're going to finish it. I try to do every Zeus show here, so bear with me. And then we see a sneak peek of next week's episode where we're going to get to see the aftermath of Blueface's arrest in Vegas. And then at one point we see, it looks like Chrisean's hands are bleeding, almost like she's done busted a window and got glass all in her hands. I don't know what's happened. It looks like I'm just like, oh, child, it's a lot happening next week. So maybe it'll be a little bit more interesting. Maybe it'll pull us back in and get our attention again. I want to thank you guys for showing up and tuning in. Last week's video, episode 2, got like damn near 50,000 views. So thank y'all so much for your support. I love each and every one of you so much. I can't explain that enough. I can't say thank you enough. Also, as I said earlier, look out for hopefully this Christmas vlog that I'm going to do, pretty much showing my Christmas and how things went. If you're interested in that, I'm going to try to do a video on the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion case. If you guys want to hear more about that, I'll talk about my point of view, and we'll talk about the guilty verdict and some of the facts in the case and things like that, if you're interested in that. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for checking in with me. I love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Like the video by hitting the thumbs up, and join the conversation by leaving your comments, opinions, and thoughts below. I love you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.